Any questions from last class, guys? Anything you high? Okay. Okay. I would take that as a no. Okay. So maybe I'll just quickly recap. It's small, nothing much. So I think we covered some part of copy constructor. Then we did assignment operator. Okay. So what does assignment operator do and why we use it? Assignment operator is generally typically used to assign or copy content from one object to another object. That's it. So that's why we use assignment operator. So what are the problems that we can see in assignment operator is normally copying variables uh, doesn't have any problems in an assignment operator because you do a variable to variable copy, so nothing goes wrong. But if you have pointers, that's when the problem comes. Like you will be, or compiler will give a default assignment operator wherein the pointers are just blindly copied. Okay, so that concept is called as shallow copy, wherein you are just assigning uh, variables to variable, or compiler assigns or sees everything as a variable and it just assigns. So for us, okay, if we don't want to see such things happening, what we do for pointers, we override the copying purpose, copying concept as we need. Like we can do the overwriting in constructor as well, or in a constructor as well, and also in our assignment operator. Both the places what we do, we check, try to get what is the amount of content the pointer is pointing to, and we would try to allocate the same amount of data, okay, in our by our pointer, and we will copy it. Okay, that's what we do. And last class, I think there was one problem, right? At the end, we were seeing double free, invalid free. Okay, so that is nothing because that's because we had this plus one outside of this. Okay, so that's one mistake we had. So once we brought it back, everything became free because if the incrementing operation was outside, what would have happened? You would have allocated the memory, but the address would have got incremented by plus one. And when trying to free write, it was saying illegal free or illegal free operation. Now we fix it, and I don't see that issue anymore. That's what I think. I pushed the same code as well. You will not see the same error anymore. Okay, this is what I wanted to recap. So all fine, right? No questions on this. Okay. Uh, take it as a no. Okay. Now in this class we'll cover operator overloading. Okay. So basically we the assignment operator or plus operator, minus operator, anything that we want to do on a class will fall under the category operator overloading. Okay, what does operator overloading means? Is nothing but what is the operation that you want to do? What is that kind of operation that you want to do on your class? Okay, like it should support assignment. It should support subtractions. Like assume I create a new student who should be some of these two guys. So something like that. So now how would you typically add this to objects? Okay, how do you want to add it? How do you want to subtract them? How do you want to multiply them? So all these operations typically you can do it on your you can do it using assignment operators. Okay. So one thing we wanted to know here is why these are separate. Like so, for any class that you write, okay, whether you write your own assignment operator or not, whether you write the assignment operator or not, the compiler will put the assignment operator for it. Okay, the compiler will put and give you the assignment operator. So whether you override the assignment operator or not, this operation you will be always able to do. Okay, a deep copy or shallow copy can happen. Okay, so but you cannot do other operations like adding two objects, multiplying objects, subtraction objects you cannot do. Okay, you need to tell the compiler like how they should be added. Okay, that's the reason you would need to write your own operations and operator overloading definitions and all you need to write and uh, uh, and compiler will only allow you to do only these many operations. Okay, am I clear right on this? Any questions? I think I already have a folder for this. I already have, but let's write. I don't want you guys. Okay. Okay, I created a folder by name operator overloading. So we'll just copy the contents from this class. Okay. So and we'll write our own class and the contents, which will help us explain. Okay. I think we are taking the same class. My student, roll number, name, and we had college name. Okay. So then what we did, assignment operator we wrote, and we wrote the print. Okay. So this time what we can do is we'll do operator overloading, wherein we will try to add student ka some of the data that we actually want. Okay. So what can we do is so when you are trying to overload an operation, right? Like plus, minus, and all. So you don't need to add everything. Okay, you don't need to add every variables that you want. You can overwrite or you can write your own logic, like whatever that you want to add. Only that part you can add. Rest you can leave it. Okay. Assume I have a student here. Okay. For this student, okay, I have a data type by name. What should I say? Double. Double. I will have marks or results or annual results, or I will say CGPA. What was this student's CGPA? Okay. what was this student's CGPA when he got graduated from this college. Okay, so we have his roll number, we have his name, we have his college number, we have the CGPA of this student. Okay, now we will every time we create a student, we'll try to give some CGPA for the student. We'll try to give some value for him. Okay, then we can see, we'll try to add and try to get average of marks from all the students. So we'll write down the problem. Okay, let's just create some students. Let us create some students who have some marks. Okay, and let's try to get average CGPA among these students. So what we are trying to do is, okay, we'll create some five, 6, or 10 students, as many students as we want, and among them we'll add all. We'll try to get the average marks. So everyone will have their own CGPA. So let us create some students who have some marks or some CGPA, whatever we want, we'll give them. Then at the end, what we will do, we'll try to get the average. So how do we get average? Average is equal to student one student one का CGPA plus student two का CGPA and so on until student n का CGPA divided by n. So divided by कितने students है? How many students are there? Once we get the result, we'll try to divide them and we'll try to get the average. Okay, this is what we would call as average, right? Typically, can you do this in C? How would you do? You would create some linked list. You would write a function which will iterate through all the members and calculate all the CGPA of them. And then you would say there are those many students. You would just try to get the result. Okay, this is what we can actually, this is what can, or this is what we would actually do. Okay, now, okay, we'll create students. We'll go ahead and create students. Okay, let's not create them in this fashion. Let's create them like an array. Okay, let's have an array. Let's so we are going to create an array of students. Okay, so watch what each student is going to have. Each student ka roll number, name, college, and the new field that we added, CGPA. Okay, so far what this takes is number, roll number it takes, then what is it, names student one, it takes student's name followed by college. one it takes. Okay, and now the next argument that we need to add is marks. So for assume for student 1 the CGPA was 8.1. Okay, now we can add as many students as we want. We'll continue adding. Okay, so now for every student we'll assign a unique roll number and we'll just give them the same. What we'll do, name 1, name 2, name 3, name 4, name 5, name 6. Okay, and we'll try to keep the college names as 4, 5, and 6. And we'll try to give marks, some random marks. Okay, this is what we would give. So now if you see this, whenever we create students, it is taking 4 arguments. Okay, roll number, name, college, followed by the marks. Okay, but what is our constructor? So we have a constructor which is, we have a parameterized constructor which is taking only 3 arguments. So we'll just add one more argument here so that we are just going to initialize it. So with this, what we will be doing, we'll take the marks and we will initialize CGPA of this student. Okay, am I clear, right? Any doubts so far? Anyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we are just creating 4 students and we are just trying to get average marks among them. So typically what we would do, first thing what we need to do is adding them, adding the CGPAs. Okay, slash n. So before I get into the assignment operator, I'll show you how we will do, how we would generally do in to ampersand. What we will do, we'll try to keep double. What should I say? Double sum is equal to 0. Sum of all the students. What it would be? Sum plus is equal to student dot CGPA. See, this is what we would do in what should I say? C, correct? Now average is equal to sum divided by his length.
So your voice is little bit low.
Okay, am
So
I
we'll,
audible now?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so this is what we would actually do in C, right? In C, we would do this. Okay, But what we are doing, we are iterating. Okay, but and the
Mhm.
CGPA is a variable. It's private. It's not accessible, etc., etc. And all. So we would not do it. Okay, this is not something which we would recommend because you are exposing the content and all, and you can also write getters get CGPA and all. Okay, but without that, can we do it? Okay, yes. How is a question. So what we can do is uh, we can write a okay we can write an okay we'll create one dummy student here. Let's create one dummy student. Okay. Uh, to just add or to keep the results. I'll tell you why. Sum is equal to okay. He's here. We'll write what he will do. He'll create a dummy student. Okay. He'll create a dummy student who is going to have the marks. I mean, who is going to store the sum. Okay. Student one, student two, student three. Ka everyone sum he is going to store. Okay. Let's take the average letter. Okay, now he's saying he's not able to identify an operation. See, no operator plus equal to matches these operands. Okay, generally what you can do is uh, plus equal to is nothing but this one, right? Dummy. Okay, this is what it does. Okay, either this or this. There is no difference. Okay, but we would like to do only one among them. Which one you want to do? See, here he is saying no operator plus equivalent to matches this operands. Okay. Similarly, you have no operator plus equal to matches this operation. This is what you would get when you want to add two classes. Now tell me which one you want me to implement this class, first one or second one.
First one is better.
Okay. Okay. So I'll comment this. Okay. So both are same, but
So
let's
again, your voice is little bit
okay.
lower.
So both are same. Okay. We'll just pick to implement one among them. Okay. Now what else we need? Some this dummy I am creating. Okay. This is just to create this for the value. I created one dummy guy. Okay. Now let's implement this plus operator. Okay. The plus
So
operator will
instead of dummy, we can use that sum, right?
I can use that sum.
Sum is
But
equal to zero like that.
the intent for me was to add it. So typically, how you do is uh, typically how you do is we have six, right?
Mhm.
I wanted to show and because it will I do an assignment uh, uh, with this what will happen, right? You will call assignment operator and get it. Okay, but okay, it is not dummy average student. So actually, what I wanted to create is a object which will be average of, of all the students. Okay. So I wanted to create a students who will have average marks of all. So if you create a variable and through that you want to pass it, right, it would be different. So I didn't want to have it. So I just wanted to call this. So if you make this as a variable now, so what will happen? You are not adding objects of same data type. Okay, rather you are adding object of my student with a double. You got what I'm trying to say, right? So what
Yeah,
am I adding here?
repeat again, sir.
Okay, so if I keep my instruction, if I keep this data type as my student, okay, so if I keep this variable average as my student, so what am I adding? I am adding an object of type my student and another object of type my student. Okay, whereas if I make this double, so what am I adding here? Sum is equal to sum plus
Student.
okay, student. So now what am I going to add here? I'm going to add my class and a double, right? So I will not be adding
Mm-hmm.
two objects of same data type, okay, in this class. But here I would be adding two objects of same data type, okay. So we will do this one, then we'll understand how to do this in this one. Here you see, you have hello, hello world, and this. Now we'll make S3, which is equal to hello and world. So you will get a string by name S3, which will have hello world. Okay, now then we're gonna have fourth string. Okay, then we is going to add S1 plus S2 plus S3. The final result will be hello world exclamatory mark. Okay, this if you want to achieve, right, then you have to add objects of same data type. If you have to reach there, okay, we need to understand this. Okay, then once I complete this one, then I'll implement and show you how to do this one. Okay, so I'm just taking this class now since we are more familiar with this class materials. Okay, I'll comment this. So now what is he expecting to add two objects of same data type? Okay, so now there is no syntax for this. Okay, so now how to implement this? So what are we going to override? We are just going to override plus operation. So when we do a plus operation, right, what we should do, we'll just need to replace this equal to with plus. So he is going to do is, what he is going to do is, he is going to add self object plus the incoming object. So I'm going to add myself, then incoming object, and update myself back. Okay. So I'm going to take some content from the incoming foreign object. Okay, so this is a foreign object from which I'll take some data. I'll do some modification and I'll go back. Okay. So for us, what we actually want, we just need to add the CGPA. Okay. So and will update and go back. So what is it we need to add? Just CGPA. So the dummy object, temporary object. Okay, the temporary object CGPA is equivalent to the incoming objects, or we'll implement as it is. CGPA is equal to CGPA plus OBJ dot CGPA. Okay, so this is all what we wanted to add, correct?
Yes.
So CGPA of average guy plus the income student. So the right term would be sum, not average. Okay. So because he's just going to keep the sum. Average is something that we're going to create at the end. Okay. So now what it says, now if you see here, right, that error thing is one, correct? Inline. Now he sees inline, my student, it replace something and gives back something like this. Okay. So he's going to take my student as an parameter and it's going to add himself and return back. Okay. You got what I'm trying to say, right? Okay. Now we will see at the end whether this guy is going to have the average or not. So what we would do, sum dot print. When he prints, what he should print? He should print all his contents. For us, what matters is his CGP. So in the print, what we will do, we'll print the name, roll number, everything. Along with that, we'll print the CGPA that he has, that he acquired so far by adding everyone's marks with him. Okay. So when he prints, he will print the CGPA of okay, everything is fine. This is what we wanted to do. So what he will iterate, he will add and he will print. So we'll do the averaging later. So we'll try to print this. Okay. We'll try to see if the sum has been done. So you guys can ask me a question like why we are just adding numbers. Okay. Why not we are adding names, everything and all. See, it is just you can blindly answer like, see, in my application, I have designed a class wherein I would allow to only add the marks. Okay, that is the implementation that I want to tell to my customers. Okay, so because only adding the marks makes sense. Uh, Adding everything else doesn't make any sense. Like adding name, adding roll numbers, that will not make any sense. Okay, this is what for this conversion. Okay, this is some warning. It's okay. Let's see. Okay. Now, if you see, okay, there are a lot of assignment operations that got called, but when we did a print, we called a print, right? What happened? Student name 0, name 0, name 0, but at the end we got CGPA, which is sum of all 59.5, 59.9. Now let's verify whether this is what we wanted. Calculator. Okay, good. Let me add 8.1, sorry, 0.1 plus 5 plus 8.8 plus 9 plus 9.5 plus 8. See, the result which we wanted was 59.1, which we got here. Okay, this is the sum that which we wanted, we got. Okay, so you guys are clear with this section, right? I'll explain you why we got all this. Okay, you guys fine, right? Like we are able to add oh,
We can
variable.
call on the sum part. Yes.
Uh, Sorry.
Yeah, we can call the sum part only here, not average part.
Huh. Yeah, correct. So that's why I think we made it a sum. Okay. Now, now you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 instances of assignment operator being called. Any idea why this was called? Any idea? Why would an assignment operator be called when we are doing addition? This. Okay, I'll tell you. So now you see, you added both these guys here, right? Sum,
Mm.
you added it, and to whom are you assigning it? Another object by name sum. You add yourself with sum and assign it to sum yourself. So this is the reason you are getting this assignment operator called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the result is calculated in some temporary variables. Okay. And it has finally assigned. Okay. You got it right. Okay. 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 So who's one more participant? Who's a Guru Kalya. Okay. So segment got offer called because of multiple multiple times we did the operation and assign. Okay. Now we will implement this. Now we'll see. We'll do this. Now we'll comment this guy and see if this is there. See, now you are getting one more error. Okay. So what we did earlier is just overloaded plus operation. Now what we are trying to do, plus and equal. What we are trying to do, plus and equivalent. So they both are separate operations with respect to C++. So the syntax for them will also be separate. So we can write the same. Okay. So what we can do, we can just blindly copy paste this and blindly copy and paste the same, and we would say equal to. Done. See, we did just that, and what happened here? It got saved. See, now you are not seeing the error. Correct. Let's compile this. So it got compiled. Okay. Got compiled or what? Ah, it got compiled. Now let's run it. See, even now the result is same. Even now the result is same. So we are able to do this and also this. Okay. Now earlier you asked me one more question. Can we do that in a double? Can we do that using a double or some other operations? Let's see, can we do it? All that we wanted to add was some correct. So let's create a variable of type sum, which is a double. Okay. Let's create a variable sum of type double, and we will see whether you can save it. Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
See, whenever all the all the CGPs, correct?
Mm.
So, here we have mentioned my student sum in bracket 0, comma, double quoted, comma, double quoted 0.
Yeah.
But these two integers are we are taking, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it 8.1, 8.5, 8. That these two integers are we are taking. But only it has printed the CGPs only. Why they're adding this 1 to 6 also?
We are not adding 1 to 6. Okay, I'll tell you the problem. See, these are my real students, correct?
Yes,
Now,
yes.
what is this? It's a temporary variable to store the
Mm-hmm.
sum. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because if I have to add two variables, I have store the result. Where do you want me to store the results? If I want to add these two guys, want me to store the result in this guy or in this guy or in a new variable where I can store the result. Generally, you would store it in another
Only
variable.
two.
So
Mm-hmm.
you would have, see, my aim is to add 2% and get the add the marks of 2% and save it in somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my aim. If you want me to add him in this guy into this guy, that also we can do. So for that, what we need to do, student plus student, student plus equal to student, that we can do. You want, so what you want me to do is student plus equal to student.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like you are adding yourself to you. Okay, that adds no meaning. Okay, so or the other way is using a for loop. Yeah. Now what you would do here, same sum is equal to 0. Okay, no, I don't want this for loop itself. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is the actual way of adding it, correct? Where you're going to add this guy's result, and finally you are going to store result here. You can't add this guy into this guy and store result into this, correct?
Yes.
You do that, what this will become? This will become 16.6. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll create a temporary variable and try to store result into that. So that's why I created a temporary variable in which his register number doesn't make sense for us. His name doesn't make sense. His college name doesn't make sense. But his CGPA is what we would add. We just wanted to store his CGPA. Okay, we are just going to use this variable to store his content.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I initialize this with 0. Rest, this and all doesn't matters. And even when it get got printed, okay, see in our implementation, what we did, just added is CGPA.
on
Now
the
if you want,
CGPS.
now if you want to implement a method wherein now I added CGPS. Now when adding CGPS, let me implement a way wherein I know whose and all names I added. Okay. What you mean to say is when you do this, right, you are actually adding everyone's names so that you can print at the end kis ka names got added.
Mm.
Okay. Now we'll try to compile this. So this is what we implemented initially. Let's do this. Now what we are expecting, we will expect the sum of this and all the names added. See, now kya hua? See the result?
Mm.
Result is same. All the names got added. Name 1, name 2, name 3, name 4. So in सबका names we have whose CGPA we have added. If you want us to add college names, we can add. If you want us to add the roll numbers, we can add. But adding this, is it going to make sense to you, to the result? It completely depends on your application, right? So in your application,
Mm.
if adding name also makes sense, okay. But if you say no, I just want my CGPA to be added, that is what you are going to add in your implementation. Okay, am I clear, right? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Now, if you want to put some space is equal to also, you can put. Now, let's see. Now, ये क्या होगा? See, everything came with the spaces. So all this you can do. So तुमको कैसे ऐड करना है वैसा ही ऐड करो. Like it is your
Mm.
object and you will be given independence to add as you want. Okay. Now if you say plus, I have given as plus, but I want to do minus internally. Okay, it will do minus. See what you got? Minus 51. Negative. Because 0 minus something, minus something,
Mhm.
minus something, minus something, minus something. It went to minus. So it is just going to implement what you do. It is just like a function call. Okay, you are just writing a function on which you are doing what you want. Okay, so the technical name for this would be operator overloading. That's all. Nothing else. Okay, got it right. Now let's do the averaging. एवरेज करने के लिए क्या चाहिए? Okay, average is not declared. Now how many we have? 5. We'll do the 5. Okay, 5. Now what is he saying? Okay, now what is he saying? Sum divided by 5. Sum divided by 5. Operator slash no operator matches this operation. Matlab, see, you have done plus, we have done plus equal to, it was fine. Now this is also another operation on top of it, right? So we are not doing it. So he wants us to implement this. Okay, and we can store the result somewhere. I would say my student average. You can say something like this. Okay,
So, six, right? Means six numbers are there.
numbers are six, but how would you add one, two, three, four, five, six? Okay, six index. Let's see. Now we will implement this division operation. So operator, what we are doing? Slash. But the moment you add slash, you should think very clear. What you are trying to do here, you are trying to divide an object of type my student with what? An integer. Then integer. So what should be my object here? Let's make it. So let me try. Okay, next, what we are going to do? Got it? Now let's see, is it good? Ah, it's good. So you understand this trick, right? So here we are adding objects of same data type. Here we are adding dividing object of my type with something else. Now you can say, no, sir, I want to do this sum by sum. Yes, this is also possible. Okay, only thing you need to tell him this. You need to tell him this. The second operation is not going to be an integer, it's going to be an object of this data type. Clear, right, on this?
Yes. Means if you are passing through that object, you can write it on that object.
हम्म,
If you are
मीन
passing through
मतलब
that division, you can
आपको
go for that
क्या ऐड
division.
करना है आपको with what you want to divide? You want to divide with number, you can. You want to divide with same object, you can.
Oh,
Okay, now for a moment we'll comment to this. So
and
this
if
is
you
what
go for the same object, it will become average.
is going to be average 2.
Sum by sum means it will come zero. Right?
Sum by sum is 1. X by x is equal to
One,
0.
one, yeah, one. Sorry. So one will come next. That's it.
Hoping.
Let's.
Core. What happened?
Yeah,
So the result
it's,
got came 51.9,
yeah.
8.69. So average is
So,
8.69,
8.65.
65, and this is 1. So
Wow.
destroying double free in T cache.
That
Maybe
is
the
not
copy
average.
constructor would
Mhm.
tell me why it got crashed.
Seven,
Because,
five, 31. Yes.
because what we did is we
Yes.
calculated it and
Mhm.
assigned to a variable. So it's a copy constructor call. Okay, so now copy constructor was called. Is there a copy constructor in our system? No, 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 no. We don't have a copy constructor in our system. Okay,
Mhm.
so compiler has given its own copy constructor. Okay, where he has assigned this object to object. Okay, and when deleting it, it has passed as a crash. Okay, now what we can do is to verify what I said is correct. We'll initialize this with a dummy. Okay, so that we are not calling copy constructor. We are just calling an ascent operator. So when the operation was here, okay, it was calling copy constructor. Now when the operation is here, it is going to call assignment operator. Now we will see the same code with a bit modification where we are not calling the copy constructor will work. As we see in this page, I have written a assignment operator, okay, wherein I am doing the necessary mallocing part, okay, and the names were big, right? So might have got problem. See, now you don't see any crash. Now you see the result. This guy is now what is this? The result, what happened? Result got screwed up. Average, M666. Something went wrong. We didn't copy it, assigned, calculated it, send it, it didn't crash. Let's see what it actually called. Let's make it of this table so that it's see the compiler is not doing anything wrong. Understand the typecasting. Name. I think something it got screwed here. Okay, some other operations. Okay, we'll revert this so that go ahead and debug, but not that was complete. Okay, let's see this. Okay, see we got the result. Okay, everything was fine. Okay, so the better part is we should implement our copy constructor here. So let's take our copy constructor. Okay, we have our copy constructor. Yes, what I'm going to call it name. Object of name, college, new college, it is college is pointing to something, then incoming college length is something valid. Yes. No, this is object has some contents in it. Then what we will do? Then we'll create the necessary size for it. If the incoming object has some data in it, then we'll create the necessary memory for it. Then we'll copy the content of incoming object to it, assign it. So let's not print it. Let's see if this solve our problem. Uh, Still, but we got the result and the same double free. Still, some issues are there. Double free detected in T cache. Okay, so maybe still we need to do something in our assignment operator or in our delete operation. Okay, maybe we'll look at this later. I'll see what is that issue and push it. But so far you guys are clear, right? Like how to implement this. Okay, assignment operations and all. Assignment operator and others. Any doubts so far on this? Sorry,
That only copy constructor one only.
copy constructor one.
Huh. You have created that copy constructor, right?
Hmm. I created the copy constructor, I assigned it. So I copied the contents also into it. So let's see what has happened. Assignment operator. It got printed.
Same it is.
Some same it is freeing. I'll see where I'll come back to where it is causing some. Is it because of this? Well, print and print. Now, which object is getting destroyed? We need to see first and second. First and second. No, where is the third? So these two objects got destroyed. Now the object by name sum, when it is trying to destroy sum, that is when, okay, it is crashing. Okay, I got it. Sum is dummy, right? It has no size. Okay, let's see now this is going to solve. Double free. So 1 and 2. So when deleting this object is trying to release free something and it is crashing. Is not is equal to. Okay. Still crashing here. Still crashing when create destroying, trying to do the third of three somewhere here. Okay, I'll see this. This might take a lot of time to debug. I'll see this and come back. Temporary variable, whatever that we created here, right? It is trying to destroy this. It is getting crashed. But null, though it was null. Okay, it was name and name. Okay, maybe here. For the temporary variable, we are assigning memory, a lot of memory. Name, name, name. Did we do? We are doing this only. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Is destroyed, not come. Oh, some error. Definition of implicitly declared line number 2094. 3. Okay, I put this outside the class. Implicitly declare my student dot my student. Get my student. Why did I declare this correct? I'll put this inside. This crashed. It is getting worse. Okay, okay, guys, I'll look into this and come back. What is wrong on this? Okay. I think I'll put this inside. It should be here. It's getting still worse. So copy constructor made it much worse. Is something wrong in this copy constructor that you are doing? Oh, okay. I think this is not ending. We need to find. I'll find the bug and come back. Uh, any any more questions on this assignment of retro onboarding? So before that, I'll this guy has given a set of what operations that you can overload and what you cannot. Okay, like what are the operations that you can do an overloading and what cannot, and the reasons as. Okay, so what operators that can be overloaded are unary operators, binary operators, and special operators. Okay, but among them, some operators cannot be overloaded. That is, and they are this scope resolution operator and member selector operator and member select through. Okay, so all these are pointers, and this is scope resolution operator. Scope resolution operator is nothing but uh, so this is a scope resolution operator, and this one member access, and similarly the pointer that you put dot slash or this thing that you do in C. These are something which you cannot overload, and like others and all you can overwrite. So you can write your own plus equal to. You can do a shift operation as well. Okay, and new and delete also you can overwrite, like where to create the memory operations and all. And you can do something like function calls and all this. Okay, so this is what I wanted to let you know about this uh, operator overloading. Okay. In next class, you want me to repeat the same thing on this one, my string class. There is one another one. Okay, here is one. Okay. So maybe you guys can take this as a small assignment wherein you can create a class by name myString, which can uh, take whatever the parameters that you give to it and build an object. Okay. So it is like a character streams. Okay. Whenever you want to do some read from a file, right? What you do, you would create some pointer and then you create some buffer, then you read the contents from the file and store it and do some operations. And if there is more data from the file, you can read it, store it, read it, store it, read it, store it. Something like that. You can create a string onto which you can add some data initially, then you can append with one more object and store it. And as and when you want, you can keep on adding the content onto it. Okay, and you guys can maybe uh, you guys can go through this one, operator overloading. I'll just rename it. I'll push this as well, so you might you can go through this and come back. So this is very good. Okay. once I'm done with this, maybe I'll cover this dynamic memory allocation part in C++. Okay. Then deep copy, shallow copy, I explain. Assignment operators, I explain. This operator I need to explain. Okay. Rest is fine. I think this one I need to cover. I'll cover this in the next class. And the move constructor and assignment operators. This I think we'll do at the end because this is very complex. Too early for you guys. Okay. I'll explain this one. This should add a lot of value for your programming, smart pointers and unique pointers. Okay. Then maybe we'll go to the rest of the class. Okay. So for any questions? Or do you guys want me to cover something else also on this part? You guys are fine, right?
Yeah. So we need to
Yes.
practice only.
Yeah, you guys better practice. See the example that I gave, right? My string class. Try to do it.